Nothing going to change my love for you. You ought to know by now how much I love you. Uttara Falguni reminds me of this beautiful song sung by George Benson. Leo is a sign of love. Virgo is a sign of logic. Uttara Falguni spreads its wings in both the signs, Leo and Virgo. The first pada of Uttara Falguni falls in Leo sign, the sign of love. The remaining three padas fall in Virgo sign, the sign of logic. Leo is love and love is intelligent. The most intelligent thing we can do is love, not reason. The more you are in love, the more love is within and around you. The more you become love, the more you become intelligent. The source of intelligence is love. Love sharpens intelligence. Fear dulls it. Rahu in the first pada of Leo sign fires up the matters of love and the quest for intelligence. Whereas natives having Rahu in the second, third, and fourth pada of Virgo sign are more attracted towards intelligence. The inner feeling of natives having Rahu in Uttara Falguni is in the following words. I am attracted to intelligence. Don't get me wrong. A perfectly crafted body will certainly get my attention, but I'll get bored with it. I always do. I need you to outsmart me. Make me feel like I could learn from you, grow with you. Do that and you can have me forever. This is what a Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra native feels. Virgo is logic and logic is intellectual. Understand the difference. Sun is intelligence, while Mercurian Virgo is intellectual. On top of that, when Rahu is in Sun's Nakshatra Uttara Falguni, you end up meeting a person who has the capacity to attain the peak of intelligence. Mohan asked, what is intelligence? How would you define intelligence? Not to carry the past is intelligence. To die to the past every moment is intelligence. To remain fresh and innocent is intelligence. To live 100% in the now moment is intelligence. To listen to the voice of your heart is intelligence. Intelligence is born when your intellect is in tune with your heart. Heart is the source of intelligence. Sun represents this heart. And it is necessary to remember that the mind is always lost in the past or is worried about the future. Whereas the heart is always in the present moment. It has to be in the present moment, because if the heart stops beating, then you are dead. So heart is always beating. It is living moment to moment. A man of awareness also lives moment to moment. He is not lost in his past and he is not worried about his future. He is here and now in this present moment. A man of awareness looks joyous and happy because he follows the beat of his heart. He is living with joy. Remember, life is a verb. Life is not a noun. It is really living, not life. It is not love, it is loving. It is not a relationship, it is relating. It is not a song, it is singing. It is not a dance, it is dancing. See the difference, savor the difference. Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra brings brilliance in the field of ministry of service, doctor service, mechanical service, technical service, communication service, as well as in the field of art. Basically, in all kind of service sectors and field related to art, such a Rahu shines bright. In fact, natives are more interested to serve the society through their intelligence and their skills. Rahu in Uttara Falguni brings expertise in certain skill set, be it writing, singing, dancing, handcrafting. Native does well in skills related with hands. Many good doctors and healers are born with this placement. Skillful hands, certain healing power is seen. In fact, many Reiki masters are born with this placement. Rahu in Uttara Falguni gives a great desire to heal others, to educate others, to spread the light of consciousness, to help this world become a much better place to live. Rahu in the last three padas of Uttara Falguni Nakshatra fires up the tendency to analyze. Such a Rahu is good for research work, for investigations. This Rahu is also good for works of literature, accountancy, and drama. Uttara Falguni is a beautiful, lovable nakshatra. However, Rahu exaggerates everything that it gets in touch with. Rahu is oil, and oil never gives you satisfaction. That's why when you start eating oily fried food, you want more and more and more. That is how the nature of Rahu is. It wants more and more and more. You never realize that when this do more nature converts into an obsession. Obsessed with too much analyzing, too much criticizing, too much intellectualism, too much head, too much logic. All these traits are often seen when Rahu is in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. There is an internal conflict. Rahu's quest for intellectualism and Sun's quest for intelligence. Uttara Falguni being a Sun's nakshatra, Rahu feels that it is not getting the limelight, the recognition that it aspires for. Recognition is what these natives strive for. The more recognition they get, the more they are satisfied. For them, recognition comes first, money comes later. Recognition is what drives them. To them, recognition is more important than money. Everybody wants recognition, everybody wants appreciation. That's perfectly fine. But this Rahu simply gets so much obsessed with seeking recognition that the native simply forgets the fact that happiness is not totally based on recognition. It is necessary to remember that happy people don't go through life collecting and seeking recognition. They go through life giving it away. Natives having Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra should realize that the desire for recognition makes you weak and you fall in a vicious trap. What makes people weak? Their need for validation and recognition, their need to feel important. Don't get caught in this trap. That is the message for Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra natives. Rahu is fear And in the case of Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, the native is unable to live a fearless life because he or she is constantly seeking validation, recognition from others. And when you stop seeking recognition and validation, fear fades away and you become the most feared person on this planet. The man or the woman who does not require validation from anyone is the most feared individual on the planet. Always remember this. Uttara Falguni is a nakshatra that loves to accumulate knowledge, that loves to learn new subjects. Uttara Falguni is indeed a scholarly nakshatra. Many scholars are born with moon in Uttara Falguni nakshatra. Rahu in Uttara Falguni gives birth to the desire of attaining scholarship. If the other planets are well placed, then the native succeeds in getting scholarship on his or her merits. In the chart of an evolved soul, Rahu in Uttara Falguni can also give intense desire to attain wisdom. It is necessary to understand that all nakshatras ruled by sun signify a strong inclination towards spirituality. And since Uttara Falguni falls in Leo and Virgo, the heart and the hand come together. And when this happens, a good spiritual healer is born. Because you can heal only when you follow the vibes of your heart, when your actions are in sync with what you feel from the depth of your heart. You can heal yourself only when your heart is open and flowering with joy. Healing is closely connected with the state of your heart. If you are unwell, if you are having certain chronic diseases, then you should focus on opening your heart. And your heart will open only when it is purified. A pure heart open to the light will be filled with the very essence of truth, says Rumi. Rahu in Uttara Falguni natives should focus on purifying their heart. To purify the heart is the one and only purpose that God has created this human life, says Radhanath Swami of ISKCON. How beautiful and deep are these words, my fellows. I would like to repeat these golden words again and again and again. To purify the heart is the one and only purpose that God has created this human life. Beautiful. How to purify your heart? That must be our next question. And the answer is by chanting day and night with consistency, with love, with devotion. Chanting is a significant and mysterious practice. It is the highest nectar, a tonic that fully nourishes our inner being. Chanting opens the heart and makes love flow within us. It releases such intoxicating inner bliss and enthusiastic splendor that simply through the nectar it generates, we can enter the abode of the self, says Swami Muktananda, the disciple of Bhagavan Nityananda. And how beautiful are these words! So true, very true. Rahu in Uttara Falguni natives should stress more on chanting rather than chattering. Mohan asked, "Why you insist these natives to chant more?" I said, because Rahu in the sign of logic, that is Virgo, brings forth the nature of chatting, gossiping, which a highly intelligent nakshatra such as Uttara Falguni doesn't like. And Rahu simply pushes you further into the head than the heart. And so these natives need to chant, because only through chanting can they overcome the ever buzzing, chattering mind and the tendency to perceive everything from logical mindset. Virgo is an intellectual sign, but the problem with intellectualism is that it is completely trapped in the head. It is all logic, and God cannot be realized. Love cannot be realized by logic, but by love. And love happens only when you start moving from your head to your heart. This wonderful journey begins only when you have the fuel which comes through the source of chanting. Mantra chanting is therapeutic. It energizes the body, purifies the mind, and cleans the soul. To experience God, to experience the divine, you have to focus on chanting the holy mantra by focusing on your breathing. Srila Prabhupada of ISKCON says, please take to this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is our only request. You are not losing anything, but you are gaining very much simply by chanting. It will cleanse your heart. How deep are these words and how beautiful. True intelligence is possible only when you take to chanting. Only when you start moving out of your head, when you think less and feel more. Get out of your head and get into your heart. Think less, feel more. That is the sutra to finding peace, finding love, and finding joy in your life. Rahu in Uttara Falguni generally gives a good, appealing body. Especially if the native is a female, then such a female looks very appealing. Her body is generally found to be in good shape, and she generally enjoys good health. The same is the case with males having a Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. A few days ago, Mohan asked a beautiful question. He asked, how does the head destroy the possibilities of love? The head is always goal-oriented. Rahu in Uttara Falguni being in Virgo sign can make you more logical than otherwise. And logic is head, and head always has a goal. Head always has an agenda. Reminds me of a beautiful story. There was a man, and he was interested in self-realization. All his life, that was his desire, his goal. He was in search of a master who could help him achieve his desire, a master who could teach him meditation. So he went from one master to another, but nothing was happening. Years went by. He was tired, exhausted. Then someone told him, if you really want to find a master, you will have to go to the Himalayas. He lives in some unknown parts of the Himalayas. You will have to search for him. One thing is certain, he is there. Nobody knows exactly where, because whenever somebody comes to know of him, he moves from that place and goes even deeper into the Himalayan ranges. The man was getting old, but he gathered courage. For 2 years, he had to work to earn money for the journey. Then he made the journey. Those were the old times. So he had to ride on camels and horses and then go on foot, and then he reached the Himalayas. People said, yes, We have heard about the old man, very ancient. One cannot say how old he must be, maybe 300 years old or even 500 years old. Nobody knows. He lives somewhere, but the location cannot be given to you. Nobody is aware of where exactly you will find him, but he is there. If you search hard, you are bound to find him. The man searched and searched and searched. For 2 years he was roaming in the Himalayas, tired, exhausted, dead exhausted, living only on wild fruits, leaves and grass. He had lost much weight, but he was intent that he had to find this man. Even if it took his life, it would be worth it. And can you imagine? One day he saw a small hut, a grass hut. He was so tired that he was not even able to walk. So he crawled. He reached the hut. There was no door. He looked in. There was nobody inside. And not only was there nobody inside, but there was every sign that for years there had been nobody inside. You can imagine what would have happened to that man. He fell on the ground. Out of sheer tiredness, he said, I give up. He was lying there under the sun in the cool breeze of the Himalayas, and for the first time he started feeling so blissful. He had never tasted such bliss. Suddenly he started feeling full of light. Suddenly all thoughts disappeared. Suddenly he was transported, and for no reason at all, because he had not done anything. And then he became aware that somebody was leaning over him. He opened his eyes and he saw a very ancient old man. A very, very ancient old man was standing in front of him. And the ancient old man, the master, smiled and said, So you have come. Have you something to ask me? The man said, No. The ancient old man laughed, a great belly laugh, which was echoed by the valleys. And he said, So now you know what meditation is. And the man said, Yes. Meditation is a let go. What an insightful story. Meditation happens only when the mind is non-goal oriented. When there is no goal, you sit for meditation with a purpose to achieve something, and meditation will never happen. Meditation cannot happen. The moment you drop the desire, the destination is met. Then there is a joy to it. Then there is a song to it. The assertion which came from that man's deepest core of being when he said, I give up. In that very giving up, all goal-oriented mind efforts and desires disappeared. He dropped all his desires and goals, and in that very moment, he was no more the same person, and bliss showered on him. He was silent. He was a nobody, and he touched the ultimate stratum of non-being. Then he knew what meditation is. Then he knew what prayer is for, and then he was able to attain self-realization. The moment this man let go of his desire to meet the master, to achieve self-realization, the moment he said, I give up, the miracle happened. Meditation happened, God happened, love happened, joy arose in his heart. The moment he let go, the doors opened and the master appeared. His aura, his smile, his divinity, all that he had wished to experience appeared before him, and that was his moment of self-realization. The natives having Rahu in Uttara Falguni should try to let go And let go is possible only when you are no more caught up in your head, when you have started moving towards your heart. Happiness is not attained as long as you are trapped in your head, your logic, your so called intellectualism. Happiness is attained only through the heart, and so it is only when you start following your heart, when you feel more and think less, that you can find happiness in your life. Head will never allow you to let go. The heart will. Listen to your heart. Your heart is beautiful. If your heart is beautiful, your face will be beautiful, your life will be beautiful, everything will be beautiful, says Swami Satchidananda, one of the greatest divine master. Uttara Falguni is royal by nature. Being a star of the sun, the supreme king, this nakshatra is Rajas by guna. Rajas means royal, pleasure seeking. And when Rahu is in Uttara Falguni, the desire to experience royal lifestyle, the desire to live life king size is seen within these natives. Reminds me of Naruhito. Naruhito is the current emperor of Japan. He became the emperor on 1st May 2019. He is the 126th monarch according to Japan's traditional order of succession. Naruhito has a Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, and he is the emperor of Japan. Stardom comes naturally to Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. Being the nakshatra of sun and its association with Mercurian Virgo with a touch of fame called Rahu, you will find many known celebrity actors and actresses born with this placement. One that I remember is Jackie Shroff, a devotee of Sai Baba. Jackie Shroff's story is typically a rags to riches story. From a very humble beginning, he rose to the heights of stardom. The another actor that I remember is the legendary South Indian actor Mohan Lal. Mohan Lal also has Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. As mentioned in the very beginning of this sharing, Rahu in Uttara Falguni provides acting skills as well as the desire to attain wisdom. When it comes to the subject of wisdom, how can I miss the most famous life coach, Tony Robbins? Tony Robbins has a Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. One of my favorite quote of Tony Robbins is, "If you sincerely want to change your life, raise your standards. What changes people is when their shoulds becomes musts." So now you all can understand that how significant Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra is and the potential it brings on. Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra is most suitable for natives born on Virgo ascendant, Taurus ascendant, Capricorn ascendant, Libra ascendant, Gemini ascendant, Aquarius ascendant. Rahu loves Mercury and Venus. And so when you have strong, well-placed Mercury and Venus, then Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra is potent to provide best possible results. Aryaman is the deity of Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. Aryaman is the third son of Aditi, the mother of the Adityas, and is depicted as the mid-morning sun. Aryaman or Aryam means life partner or close friend. Hindu marriage oaths are administered with an invocation to Aryaman being the witness to the event. Aryaman is the deity of the customs of hospitality. The tree canary, which is also called Oleander in English is related to Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. The another word for this tree is rose laurel. By planting canary or oleander, you will be able to receive the grace of the scholarly nakshatra Uttara Falguni. Always remember, worshipping Lord Sun every morning by offering ardhya and reciting the following 12 Surya mantras, you can strengthen the sun in your birth chart. The 12 powerful Surya mantras are as follows. Om Mitraya Namaha, which means salutations to the friend of all. Om Ravaye Namaha, which means salutations to the shining one. Om Suryaya Namaha, which means salutations to the one who induces activity. Om Bhanave Namaha, which means salutations to the one who illuminates. Om Khagaya Namaha, which means salutations to the one who moves quickly in the sky. Om Pushne Namaha, which means salutations to the giver of strength and nourishment. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha, which means salutations to the golden cosmic self. Om Mariche Namaha, which means salutations to the bringer of the dawn. Om Adityaya Namaha, which means salutations to the son of Aditi, the cosmic mother. Om Arkaya Namaha, which means salutations to the one who is fit to be praised. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha, which means salutations to the one who leads to enlightenment. Now I will recite all the 12 Surya mantras once again for the larger interest of my listeners. Om Mitraya Namaha, Om Ravaye Namaha, Om Suryaya Namaha, Om Bhanave Namaha, Om Khagaya Namaha, Om Pushne Namaha, Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha, Om Mariche Namaha, Om Adityaya Namaha, Om Arkaya Namaha, Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Remember, sun is a celibate, meaning sun never had sex. Sun is not behind sexual pleasures. Venus is behind sexual pleasures. And so Venus considers sun as enemy. Venus and sun are enemies of each other. Sun is a yogi. Venus is a bhogi. Bhog is always a limited version because after having sex, you are lost, you are tired. Yoga is always unlimited version because the more you meditate, the more you gain strength. See the contrast. In case of Venus, the more you have sex, the more you become tired. In case of sun, the more you do yoga, the more you gain strength. You have to decide which one to choose, bhog or yog. Based on what you choose is what decides your future course of births and rebirths. There is absolutely nothing wrong in being a bhogi. What is wrong is that when you remain a bhogi, you don't realize that enough is enough. Reminds me of a story, a beautiful story. It happened so that God is making all the creatures of the earth and is giving out sex life to each animal. First, he turns to the human and says, I am giving you 10 years of good sex life. The man's face falls. Is that all? He asks. God says, I only have so much to go around, fellow. He then turns to the monkey and says, I am giving you 20 years of a good sex life. The monkey says, Oh, I don't really need that much. 10 years would be more than enough for me. The man standing nearby overhears this and says excitedly, I will take it. I will take those extra 10 years of sex. All right, says God, you got it. He then turns to the lion. I am going to give you 20 years of good sex life. The lion replies, You know, God, I really think I would be happier with just 10. The man starts hopping up and down. I will take them. I will take the other 10 years. You can have them, says God to the man. He turns to the donkey and says, Now I am giving you 20 years of good sex life. Is that all right with you? To tell you the truth, says the donkey, I would also be satisfied with just 10. God gives the man the other 10 years too. This story explains why a man has 10 years of good sex life, 10 years of monkeying around, 10 years of lying about it, and then 10 years of making an ass out of himself. This is what happens when you remain bhogi, when you continue to seek more and more sexual pleasures. There is no end to this, and that is how you never come out of this birth and death cycle. The Master says, if a person has known only sex as life, he is stupid, he is an idiot. Sex is not bad. Being bhogi is not bad, because at some stage of life we all have been in the stage of a bhogi. But what differentiates the wise from the idiot is that the wise moves on while the idiot remains a bhogi, continues to seek more and more sexual pleasures. Sun is a celibate. He is truly free. He is God. He is the source of this whole universe. To such a divine Sun, the Lord of Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, I humbly prostrate and pray that may His blessing shower upon me and on my followers. Love to all my followers. Stay blessed and remember to take bath in the early morning blissful sun rays. Sitting and receiving the early sun rays, recite the name of the Lord. Listen to the humming of the birds. Watch the flowers dancing in the cool breeze. What else more is needed to enjoy this beautiful human life? Nothing more but love, love, and only love. Love to all my listeners and followers. Stay blessed and remember to meditate every day. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru.